Hi, welcome, Wazir. Thank you very much for giving your time today out of your busy schedule. So let's start talking about which is very much in the market and everybody's interested in it. Uh, First question: what are the biggest benefits of investing in pre-sale for first-time home buyer and an investor?
So I think right now, for first-time home buyers, the biggest advantage that changed this year was no land transfer tax up to $1.1 million. So if it's your primary residence, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer, but you just need to have this property as your primary residence. You could buy a property up to $1.1 million and not pay any land transfer tax. Wonderful. That's around $14,000 in property transfer tax. Okay. Two is for a lot of first-time buyers, it makes it a lot easier for them to enter the market. Because if you think about buying a home in Vancouver, it's such a daunting task that you're like, I need to save up 10% or 20% to be able to go and qualify for this. Maybe my income's not enough if I just put 5% down. What pre-sales allow you to do is break that step down over a 3 to 4 year time horizon. So you would put 5% when you sign the contract, which is very feasible for a lot of people that are thinking of getting into the housing market. So you put 5% now, 5% in 9 months to 1 year. That's enough time for you to either pull money out of different investments wherever you have. Some people have them in TFSAs. Some people just can source the funds. Some people can save the funds. Gives you enough time to source another 5% within 9 months to 1 year. And then the final, if you're going to put 20% down to make sure your payments are lower, to make sure that you don't face CMHC insurance on completion, you can save up another 10% by the time you get to completion. Okay, so over a 3 year time horizon, you secured an asset from the time you signed a contract. If you buy the right asset and the right property, right price point, 9 months later, 1 year later, you put another 5% down, and then you got 2 years till construction use. So 3 year time horizon. Now you have a product on completion. What we have seen from all of our purchases over the last 3 years, we've done about 230, 40 units now, and all of them have appreciated despite how terrible the market conditions people think they have been. So you're buying an asset and leveraging it in construction period and putting smaller increments of deposits, you're going to be able to save up and be able to close on that property closer to completion or after completion. Okay, you have a brand new property.
Wonderful. And this is for first-time home buyers, those who want to live in the property. How about the investors? Because investors always think, "What is my ROI?"
Yeah.
So, is it advisable for investors to get into pre-sales?
I think it's one of the ways you can. So I'll tell you from our scenario what we have worked with a lot of investors. So out of the 200 plus units that we've done, 80% are investors.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, 80% are investors. So this is our strategy going into investments for pre-sales. Some of them already have their primary home. They're thinking, okay, I need to start getting into investment properties. I don't have the full 20% down, but I got $50,000 sitting around. I can put it somewhere. Well, guess what? You can buy a 1 bedroom condo, put 25K now, 25K in 1 year, and 2.5 years later, 3 years later, the property will complete. By the time it completes, if the unit has appreciated in value, which all of the units that we bought have appreciated about 10% across the board, that builds up not only equity, it'll appraise higher. You can convert the GST into the mortgage. And plus, what we've seen a lot of investors, when the market goes up over 3 years, the properties that they own themselves, if they haven't saved their own money, we always go in with investments, knowing that we're going to put 20% down on completion. So it allows them to get into the market again earlier, just putting 5% down on 25K later, and then you put another 10% down and then you close on that property. With 20% down, 30-year amortization period, with 26, 27 completions, we're anticipating interest rate around 4%. That's the numbers we're running, and it's very conservative. Your cash, you're not cash burning, you're net on every single unit. But that's 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, the unit will carry its weight. The mortgage plus the strata piece.
Okay.
Property tax, we're seeing some units are out of pocket, which is still fine. Condos are not your cash flow units, and they don't really turn into cash flow for at least 5 years until 5 years ownership. Then you can either refinance whatever you want. This is an appreciation play. By the time you close on that property, it carries its weight. You own that property, you build the assets.
So one question out here, out of this question I got, like you always tell your investor that have a timeline in your hand rather than closing it and flipping it. You just tell them wait 5 years, 6 years, and you make value onto it.
Yeah, we have a 6 year time horizon for every single investment. We don't buy the flip.
Okay.
We don't ever buy the flip.
So you don't entertain investors, those who want to flip.
No, no. Look, if an investor calls me, I want to buy this and I'm going to flip it before completion, not my guy.
Wonderful.
I'm going to work with you. I don't want to headache on completion. Told you so. We're closing on multiple units right now. And not single one is in either distress sale or selling, because We all know the market is difficult, but regardless, we know these units are gone up in 40, $50,000 the price point. But if they were to come to market as an assignment, they wouldn't make money because there's nobody wanting. Everybody wants to get a deal. Right. So when we're going in, okay, we know we have 2.5, 3 more years of holding time. We're going to qualify for a mortgage. We're going to rent it out. Then no problem.
Wonderful. So what I understand from you is you pre-qualify a client according to the need, set a time horizon, and then you pitch them the product, what product they will fit into.
Yeah.
Right. So another question out here is how can one identify the best pre-sale opportunities? Because if people are interested to see the ROI onto the
Yeah, I think this is one of the areas that a lot of people don't know. So one of the best ways to identify a good pre-sale deal is you go and look at the unit and you take the price of the unit divided by the interior square footage. He'll give you your cost per square foot. Okay. You take that cost per square foot and then you have your agent or whoever you're working with look at finished product in the market. Same neighborhood. And you look at the finished product that's between 6 months to 18 months old. 2 years you can push it, but 6 to 18 months is kind of what we go by. And then you look at that price point as dollar per square foot cost. Okay. All the recent sold in that building that just completed next door. And then you compare the price point. If the premium you're going to pay on the pre-sale side is anything more than 5%, don't buy that pre-sale. Because the whole point of you buying into a pre-sale project is so it appreciates over time during construction. But if the resale market is $950 a square foot, you're paying $1,100 a square foot. Even if the market goes up 10-15%, you're still just breaking even, right? So what's the point of putting money into pre-sales? You want it to be $950 and then maybe $1,000 a square foot, maybe $975 a square foot, and then you let the market go up, right? So the whole point is that you take advantage of the construction time, but the market doesn't have to appreciate, but if the market appreciates, you don't want to be like, well, yeah, the market's gone up 10%, I'm still breaking even. No point. So that's one of the best ways to look at pre-sale deals to make sure that you're not overpaying. I think that's where most people go wrong.
In a way, you say you have identified the projects. That's the reason you are doing so well in your life. Believe you are one of the top performing pre-sale specialists in the industry in Lower Mainland. So that's the reason you identify the project and see what is the per square feet, and then you pitch into your investors and first-time home buyers, which is all the work in the market. They don't have to do much; just see what money available with it.
Exactly. So our clients shouldn't have to. The way it works is our clients don't do the research. Okay, they don't have to run around chasing projects. What come to now is we'll get a call from a developer. We'll get a call from a marketing team, and or we see something exciting. We'll go and have a chat with them and say, listen, we have 10 investors, 5 investors, have cash, ready to go. We need good product. We'll bring in a bulk deal. We call it wholesale deals now. So we don't do the one deal here, one deal there. We'll go into a project and say, okay, your tier one pricing looks very attractive. We want to do 10 deals here. What's the incentive to all of our investors to be able to come in together and get additional discounts? Bring in 5 deals on the table, 10 deals on the table, and say, hey, we want $10,000 credits for every single investor. Developer goes, sure, we need deals. We want to be able to move the product. Let's work something out where everybody wins. The clients get $10,000 discount. Okay. They also understand that they're buying as a wholesale. One of them bats out, everything falls apart. Okay, you let them know upfront that we're buying in bulk. That's where you're getting the additional discount. So we pre-qualify, we talk to our clients, and we'll get them ready to go. They don't. If they see something on the market, they'll send it to us and say, "Hey, so what do you think about this?" And I'll tell them if it's overpriced, it's not worth it. Time horizon is not working for us, or the area is not good. Been doing this for 3.5 years now, and when it comes to pre-sales, like that's my wallet.
I still today when you started, that from the very beginning you were very motivated to be on social media. You were not shy at all. That's where the key is of your success. You were not shy at all, and you were giving a lot of information to the clients. And then you thought, let me specialize in something and make my niche and start working on it, rather than putting your hands all over commercial, residential, pre-sales. So that's one thing I really admire about you and above your success as well.
And it sometimes really hard to do things for so long and stay focused because especially with a lot of agents, it's not easy to do pre-sales. Like you can do odd pre-sale deal because you're not even 6 months to 9 months. But when you are depending on just pre-sales and commission payouts from developers, it's a very high risk scenario because if I do 20 deals and I know my payout's not coming for 8 months, 9 months, a year, like what happens that time? And that's where a lot of agents go cash burn because they're not living the conservative lifestyle they need to. So we played a really conservative lifestyle to date. Like we're living like 10 times what we make. It's wonderful. just so we can make sure that we continue to be more aggressive and be more on the offensive than defensive side. So that's probably one of the challenges.
Proud of you, man. Thank you. So another question, 2021, 2022, every real estate agent was doing pre-sale. What is your advice to today's agents, those who are still doing pre-sales that doesn't know much about it, and they're just going on social media and talking about each and every product which is available in the market? So what is your advice to them?
So here's my thing, okay? I think what most people will agree with, and I think most agents or most developers and marketing teams probably don't like it. Um, every time you take your face and you put it on social media and say, guys, come buy this with me. Look at this pre-sale product. It's the best one in the market. So when you're making content, and this is the strategy that I go on, are you making content on your own social media? You're building goodwill with your audience. When you information, they're like, oh, I trust this guy. Yeah. When you go do information, like, oh, I like this guy. I like his lifestyle. I like who he is. Okay, you build all this goodwill. And now when the time comes that you actually want to make a pitch for a sale, you start doing it for pre-sale projects. Not every pre-sale project is good. And I see every single agent like on social media is ripping through pre-sale projects like they're going to showrooms. Like it doesn't make sense. You're not gonna get clients accordingly. Maybe you'll get a lead. But the thing is, what you need to be focused on is why should a client choose you? They can go buy from anybody.
Yeah.
What is special about you? It's not the showroom.
True.
It's not the marketing team. It's not the developer. It's not the unit. See, they're selling a product when this business is not about selling product. This business is trust. We're selling trust. So my real estate agent, if they would specialize in pre-sales or they want to get into pre-sales or do the deals, no amount of deals where your clients are at cost, they're losing money, they're not making money. It's not worth it for your business. It's not worth it because you're not going to get paid on completion if the client doesn't close. Stay focused on educating yourself on the product first. If you don't have product knowledge, don't sell shit. You have to know your product. So know your product first and then become the expert because your clients are going in looking for these answers. If you're doing, oh, here, let me get back to you after talking to the developer, they're gone. You don't know enough about the process.
So you have to do your homework before you pitch in something.
I don't even pitch a product online anymore. Well, we stopped pitching products online like 2.5 years ago.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, there's now everything that we pitch, it's not a really a pitch. It's an invitation for investors to have the opportunity to invest. It's not like, oh, come buy a pre-sale with me. No, 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 no. We're getting the best deals. Like you need to qualify as an investor for you to work with us. So most of our deals, we're not like we do have multiple sources of kind of sending out projects, email marketing, messages, phone calls. We don't do a lot, but majority is like I know I talked to you as my investor. Yeah, month ago you was there. Whenever the opportunity comes, just call me.
Okay.
I have details of what you're looking for, what your criteria is, and when the opportunity comes, I'm gonna say, gosh, I told you I was gonna call you. Opportunity is now. We have 2 days. This is the opportunity. I've done my homework. I've done everything about the project. I've looked at everything. We're going to move forward.
Wonderful. Let's do it. Wonderful. So you remind me of somebody I came across on Facebook. This lady in Pune sold 250 units of 3 crore, 4 crore each.
Oh my God.
Through Facebook by screening them and doing online interviews without meeting. She sold 250 units in one day. So you remind me of her. I'm in US doing same in Canada. So I'm proud. I'm following, brother. So what trends you see shaping the future of construction in the years to come? Pre-sale construction. How do you see that?
So here's what's happening to us. I know everybody is very negative and the sentiment around pre-sales for mostly the consumer who's watching articles or getting information from mass media like social media and news articles and stuff is very negative. Like all developers are going bankrupt. What does that have to do with you? If you are a good investor, this is the best opportunity for you. If someone's losing money, you can make money. If there's pressure on the market, why don't you take advantage of it? If the market dips 20%, why the hell are you not buying?
Yeah.
Right? Instead of the only ones that are negative, I personally believe are the ones that are never going to buy in the first place. So that's not my targeted audience. That's why you'll never see me ever talk about the news. It's easy to click on, easy to go viral, it's easy to go, have people, but that's not my audience. My audience is optimistic, who have money, who want to make money, who understand that when risk is higher, nobody wants to put money into investments. That's the best time to make money.
Wonderful.
But when nobody's watching is, and I'll tell you right now, I was in an interview with some developers out in Toronto, and we're looking at finished product inventory coming to market in 28, 29. So when you look at the graphs of the amount of finished product coming to market, it's insane because everything we're seeing right now, which is completing in 24, 25, is probably one of the highest inventory we've seen, because people don't understand why the hell are we having this inventory? Because everything sold out in 2 hours in 21, 22.
Yeah.
But you had projects, towers selling 500 units within 48 hours. They are going to complete. They're completing now. That's why you're seeing the pressure on the price points and on developers is, and people not closing because they pay high prices. Now we have high inventory, nothing's being assigned. But what's happening now going forward, and that's where the biggest opportunity is in 24, 25, there's not much product that's going to get sold. 10 projects come to market, 4 of them maybe get sell out. 3 maybe. And that 2 is a full stretch. And people don't, every time a developer comes to market, they're on a time crunch. Get their financing and building permit within 12 months when they come to market. Okay. So a developer is aggressive in their marketing, not only in the marketing, in the price point, in the offer. So people do buy the product and the product does get absorbed. If it doesn't get absorbed, they'll cancel the project after 6 months, a year later. So developers are very careful, and that's where the opportunity is. But when you get into 28 to 29, you're not going to have finished product.
So there,
Because there's exactly okay. And that's what most people are missing out is 28, 29, you won't have the finished product that people need. So that's why every time we're talking to our clients, I'm like, okay, we're buying at 27 completions, fall 27, summer 27 completions. We have a 1 to 2 year holding period after that. And that's when we'll restructure cash out because there's going to be low inventory and that's where the prices are going to go up. And we're going to see prices go up above 2022. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. One is that when people are scared, that's the time to buy. And when people are crazy, that's the time to wait. So, I mean, that real estate as well. When everybody wants to sell, it's the time to buy because you get deals out there in the market. Developers are giving deals in the market. So, this is the time to buy actually. But you have to see which is the right product for you, which serves your
Very well. Yeah, at that point where like you have to look at what product you're going to buy and at what price point, because there's a lot of pre-sales out there. Like out of 10 pre-sales, you probably be able to get a really good opportunity on one of them. And I know it's not gonna resonate with a lot of people, but the other projects are just meh. You're gonna break even. There's no point in putting money in it. That's why like I don't even tell the projects that I'm working on, because by the time I put it out there, it's too late.
one is off from our BC market or Canadian market. The Canadian investor moving out somewhere in US or in Dubai elsewhere, you see?
I personally have not seen money go out of Canada just yet. I just think investors have been and we're coming from an environment of heavy cash burns. Whether it's a first time home buyer through inflation or it's an investor that's been through cash burns of their previous properties or whatever properties and property values have gone down, there's no money to go out.
Mm.
So
So there's a problem. So that's why you don't see any money.
So we're so exactly, and I think as much as we're all optimistic about 25, I think it's going to be the same as 2024. I know every developer wants to sell out a building in 25, but thinking that things are going to shift and things are going to change in 25, and we're all optimistic, and we should be. I think it's going to be a steady climb. We're not going to have a turnaround in 25, just because we're coming from an environment that is heavy cash burn. First time buyers like they don't have any on the sideline just because of inflation and cost of living. For investors, all these properties are now cash burn. They're not making money.
Mm.
There's not happy built up.
I got your point. So one question out here, I mean, since you're so much of pre-sale, which is one banking institution which gives you approval on day one? I mean, because our problems with the investors or first-time home buyers, when they go to a bank, they say the closing is so way out, will not give you an approval. Do you recommend some bank or institution where it is an easy approval?
So I know there's a product out there that will say, okay, come, we'll be today, and then you'll have no issue getting, end up in 2.5, 3 years. See, our strategy is very different. Okay. We're not relying on a bank's approval right now to be able to get in qualified. Because the thing is, if you go to a bank right now and say, oh yeah, my completion in 3, you're gonna say, oh cool, no problem. Here's your stress test, here's your interest rate, that's way on what your anticipated is. Okay. Their qualifying amount comes at 20, 30%. Qualifying amount comes down 20%. That's the difference between you buying a 1-bedroom condo and probably a 1-bed den or junior 2-bedroom. So that doesn't give us the right mindset or the right timeline or right price point to be able to help them get into a property. So what we do instead is we'll connect them with the mortgage broker and say, hey, I want you to go talk to the mortgage brokers, whoever it is that you want to talk to, and tell them based on your current situation, if nothing changes over the next 3 years, this is what you're making, this is what everything is. You have 20% down on each. We're not running 10% numbers. There's no need for us to run 10% numbers because this is too risky. Okay, 20% down. If you're not prepared with 20% down, we're not buying. Okay, so you have 20% on completion. What does your number look like as a qualifying number? That's our interest rate. So we're anticipating about 3.84%. It's still higher side, I think we'll have the lowest bidder to have this better. Exactly. So we're not running a 6% or 6.5%. We're running a 3.8, 3.9%. And then they will get a number. So if a mortgage broker, like, that's, hey, your rough number is 700K. Okay. We're not buying anything with 720, 730. Difficult. We're buying anything. Yeah. Because that way your ballpark are qualifying.
Yeah, that is what is in a good real estate advisor is. You just tell them that number, don't go above that number, and go out of whack and say, "I'm in a problem now. I cannot close." Okay, thank you, Ozer. Now, can somebody join you? Because I see a lot of fan following for you, and I see a lot of youngsters want to join you. But a new agent who just came up, how can he join you and work by yourself, learn by yourself, which is very important to grow in the industry?
100%, 100%. It's crazy. When I got into the industry, like I always wanted somebody. I want to find stuff, doing what I want to do, and just kind of like shadow them. Conversations that hear the mindset that they're at and how they've done it. I just couldn't find the opportunity at the time, right? Obviously, it was either you join a team or you don't join. Like that's the only two I had in the industry. But I think with the industry shifting and what I wanted to build and what we're building right now, is everybody should be a solo agent. If you want to make good money in real estate, you have to be a solo agent. You can't make money, you can't become rich, or you can't build wealth being on a team structure. Whether somebody likes it or not, doesn't matter what you're split.
Okay.
So team structure in a way where everybody's making money and taking money home. So what we build, we call it the mastermind, where everybody knows my daughter is on pre-construction. Whether it's somebody who's pre-sale or who just wants to do pre-sales, they want to tap into the market. So what I've done is it's a community of agents that we've built in as access to everything I do. Oh, wonderful. So my systems, my backend system, lead generation, CRM systems, how I pre-sales, my investment strategies, my Zoom calls that are investors, my everything that I do in my business is open to all. They can actually do exactly that. Everything is recorded that I do. Everything is on our video. Go back and watch it. We'll do a BT mastermind where everybody joins on a Zoom call and we talk about things that are happening in the market. I literally, for me, it's the reason why I'm doing this and why I did this is not only does it help me grow, everybody that's around it that wants a partner, they don't have to give me a split. We only know money. No one. So when you empower an agent, become a solo agent, you can't. That's such a strong skill set because it's taking them out of their comfort zone and saying, "Hey, I don't want to be on a team." I don't know how to lead generate because I come from a 9 to 5 job. In 2021, I got into the business. I didn't know how to lead generate. I didn't know how to cold call. I didn't know how to do email marketing. I didn't know how to do a CRM system. So when I learned all through my 3.5 years of trial and error and what worked for me is I said, here's an open book to learn. And the brokers that I'm at, this allows me to be able to build a community like this where they're all solo agents. They're not only anything, but they are able to leverage off each other. So now we have agents that do a lot of resale, a lot of buyers representation, listing representation. They all contribute to the community now. It's no longer just me. Not only do you get access to everything that I do on the pre-sale side, you get access to agents that are doing 100 deals on the resale side, listings, buyer side. So everybody contributes now. It's a community where we're growing daily, and I think we're going to continue to grow.
Yeah. So what I understand what you're saying is you're empowering an agent to be a solo agent, but work in a team. In a sense, you have a team that can go to anyone. Because what I understand in 6 years I'm in real estate now, what I understand is working in a team has some drawbacks as well. For example, your team leader got reprimanded by concept, the entire team gets in a problem. So when you're a solo agent and working as in community, there's no hassle in getting reprimanded. First of all, I've seen a lot of realtors being fined working in a team because everybody got a fine for concept. So
And I also think I know this too, right? If you're a real estate agent, the reason why most people in a team is because they're scared. They don't know where the business is coming from. They don't know how to lead generate. They don't know how to build a brand. They don't know how to stand out. They don't know how to get a client or do their first few deals. So what we've been in the community is like literally like we have people brand new and we take them from, hey, this is how you do your first contract. I'm not gonna sit to handhold them, but you're gonna be able to just look over my shoulder and look at a video and just say, this is how you do your first contract. And the beauty is, if let's say a brand new agent comes and joins the community and says, it's my first deal, I need help, like I need somebody to hold hand. There's so many agents that be like, okay, no problem. You know what? On the first 3 deals, I will help you myself. I want to split on these deals, but I'll help you get to a point where you don't longer need me.
yeah,
So you're doing a base structure where you're not in it for 2 years.
yeah,
You're like, okay, I do first 3 buyers consultations or buyers contract with Akash, and Akash is going to help me. Akash is going to take a 60-40, whatever split we decide on as per your convenience. And then when you're done, you say, okay, cool, I no longer need you. Thank you so much. I'm good to go. Wonderful. You're a solo agent. Wonderful. Right? I've done this multiple times with agents where agents don't know assignments of contract. So agent would come and say, I want to do a contract. Can you help me with this? That's it. You want to confirm a few questions? No problem. When it comes to the point where you need me to get on the contract, then we have split. True. We'll decide on a split and we'll say, okay, cool. I'm going to walk you through on how you're going to do the first time. That's the best learning, I believe. I'll take everybody needs to get paid for their time. Just take a split. After that, you'll never hire me because now you know what it feels to pay for you for learning and learn it, and you actually pay more attention. You're going to say, I never have to do this again. So now I'm going to go my own pre-sale contracts or assignment contracts. Then now I learned it. So I think that's the little part where I'm empowering agents to say, you don't need a team lead, but you need partners we should learn from and diverse learning so you can actually leverage each other. And then later on, you're like, you know what? I love the pre-sale side or I love the listing side. Let's do this.
Okay, Uzair, one question. What is your mantra? You've been so successful. You said you are living in the same means which you have now. You have not gone overboard. But what's your mantra? What I understand, I'll give you a brief about it. What I understand is you are one who believes in giving. And our religion also tells us give, don't expect. Come from the place of love, not greed. So, what is your mantra?
Oh man, it's crazy. I think there's a lot of people that just want to take. But there's I'm too straight. I think that made me the way I am, and probably part of the success we had is one that my risk, which is wealth, is already written. You don't control my wealth. If you don't partner with me, or somebody doesn't give me a listing, or I don't lose an investor client, I don't see it as I lost a deal.
Wonderful.
And I can care less. I just know day in, day out, this is what I'm doing. Whether a developer likes me, a marketing team likes me, nobody controls my wealth. True. Other than what is written for me already. I just need to do work. And you're going to find in the way that are going to be aligned with what you want to do. And you're going to add so much more value for those people. And you want to be around people that actually see the value provide to them. And I also think anytime you feel like, oh, what can I get out of this person? Walk away from the deal because you're not the right person.
Wonderful. And any message to the viewers and the agents, what do you want to say?
I think for real estate agents, man, I know there's people out there that either like pre-sales, what they're doing with pre-sales, they don't know how to protect their clients, how to get a good deal. It's a tough market. Don't get me wrong. If you're in the trenches, it's a tough market. It's for us. It's always still hard. Agents also like, oh, pre-sales are garbage. Don't make money. It's because you don't know how to sell them. You don't know how to get good product. But here's one sub pre-sales I've been focused on it for 3.5 years now. Is over the next decade, what happened in Toronto 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you're going to trend shift over into over. Condos are just the beginning for the lower mainland's condo market. And I know we've obviously seen stuff like that happen, but Fraser Valley is so untapped. If you don't understand the market, know where it's going, you're going to be left behind. Are you going to wonder? And you're going to wonder like why did I miss the train and why am I not able to help clients buy and sell? Not only on the transactional side, it's also building your own wealth. Like I buy my own place, just right? So I think what one thing I would say is if you don't know the product, don't sell it. If you want to sell the product, learn about the product. Learn about a product, what's good, what's bad, and learn from the best. Yeah. So learning, always learning. But for me, I think the most important thing is I now also understand. I think one of the biggest things people don't get is at what part of your life you're in right now. So I'm in the growth stage of my life, 30, and I'm seeing in the next 10 years, every single person that we're working with is going to have multiple properties. Sure. Is going to have a portfolio. We already have investors that have portfolios. They're a little bit obviously older than me. They're in their 40s. That's kind of our in 30s and 40s are market. The others. I'm at the listing side. I never wanted to go to the listing side and go and get listings from people that are at the end of their wealth preservation stage. If I'm targeting audience that's in the preservation stage, they're not having transactions. True. I want to grow with the people around me. So you have to be able to find them opportunities, get them into the right investments, and they make money with you once, they'll make money with you again.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jose, for taking time out and addressing our viewers and new real estate agents. It is always a pleasure to meet you as we have so much more to do and work for the community, you and me. So thank you very much. If our viewers have more questions, I'll be giving them your number. They can reach out to you.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that.